What you're about to hear might sound impossible if you're still thinking about silver the way you did 6 months ago, but here's the truth that most investors haven't grasped yet. Silver is not in a bull run. Let me say that again because this is critical to understanding what's happening right now. Silver is not in a bull run. It's in a price reset. This distinction isn't just semantics. It's the difference between preparing for a rally and understanding that we've entered a completely new reality where the old rules, the classic technical analysis, the traditional resistance levels, none of it applies anymore. And if you're not positioned for what's coming, time is running out fast. Disclaimer. Think about what a price reset actually means. For decades, silver has been artificially suppressed, disconnected from its true value, trading in a range that made no sense given the fundamentals. What we're witnessing now isn't silver finally having its moment in the sun. This is the market violently correcting decades of mispricing. This is silver finding its real equilibrium in a world that desperately needs it for solar panels, electric vehicles, AI infrastructure, and yes, as a monetary hedge against unprecedented global debt. So when people ask me where silver is headed, I don't give them the answer they expect. I don't talk about short-term resistance levels or Fibonacci retracements. Those tools were designed for normal markets. We're not in a normal market anymore. We're in a paradigm shift, and the targets reflect that new reality. The immediate expectation? We're going to see silver start the parabolic phase of this rally very soon. And when I say parabolic, I'm not talking about a nice steady climb. I'm talking about the kind of vertical move that will leave skeptics speechless and latecomers scrambling. Current target for gold is $5,100. And with the gold to silver ratio heading toward 40, that puts silver at $125 to $130. Let me repeat that for everyone who thinks silver in triple digits is fantasy, $125 to $130 is not a hopeful projection. It's a mathematical inevitability based on the gold to silver ratio normalization that's already in motion. This isn't speculation. This is the market telling us exactly where it's going. But before we dive into where we're headed, let's talk about what just happened, because if you blinked last week, you missed one of the most significant moments in silver's modern history. Silver just did something it hasn't done in decades, and most people are still trying to process it. We were sitting in a perfect bull flag structure for weeks, watching the price compress, building pressure like a coiled spring. On January 9th, silver was at $79. Then markets reopened after the weekend, and boom, instant breakout to $83. Does that sound familiar? It should, because it's exactly the same setup we're seeing right now as we head into this weekend. But here are the numbers that should make every silver investor pay attention. Last week alone, silver surged nearly 17%. Think about that. A 17% move in a precious metal in 1 week. This isn't some speculative altcoin. This is silver, a market that traditionally moves in slow, grinding increments. And here's the kicker. The breakout happened outside normal trading hours. The paper price on COMEX was scrambling to catch up with physical reality. That tells you everything you need to know about what's really driving this move. This isn't retail FOMO. This isn't a pump and dump scheme. This is structure breaking. This is the paper market finally being forced to acknowledge what the physical market has known for months. Most people are completely missing what's happening here. The COMEX futures price is not the same as physical silver anymore. That correlation is broken down. Paper contracts are lagging badly behind real-world demand, and physical silver is already trading at premiums globally that the COMEX can't ignore. That's why we keep seeing margin requirements raised. That's why volatility is exploding. That's why every so-called correction gets bought up instantly and aggressively. This isn't a pump. This is price discovery in real time. This is what happens when a market realizes it's been wrong about an asset's value for years and it has to correct that error quickly. If this mirrors last week's price action, and structurally all the signs say it does, Monday's market open could trigger another expansion leg that takes us significantly higher. Oh, $100 silver isn't a crazy target anymore. It's inevitable. And here's the wild part that should blow your mind. Silver just did in 1 week what it used to take years to accomplish. To put this move in historical perspective, we need to understand just how rare what we're witnessing really is. It's extremely difficult to find a comparable breakout in market history. What silver just did ranks as the second greatest breakout of all time. Second of all time. You know what the greatest breakout of all time was? Gold exploding above $50 back in 1972. Think about what happened after that. Gold went from $50 to $850 within 9 years. Now consider this parallel. Gold exploding above $50 in 1972 equals silver exploding above $50 in 2025. We just witnessed the opening act of what could be the most explosive precious metals move of this generation. And I know what the skeptics are saying. I can hear them already because they say the same thing every single time. We're in this repetitive technical pattern where silver surges 10% to 15%, and immediately the naysayers come out screaming, top is in, Then silver drops 3% to 5%, and those same people flood social media saying, "Told you so, crash incoming." And then what happens? Silver proceeds to rally another 10% to 15%, and the cycle continues. It's like a loop, and yet somehow the toppers never learn. They're so married to their bearish thesis, so convinced that this move can't be real, that they miss cycle after cycle after cycle. Meanwhile, investors who understand the bigger picture are accumulating on every single dip, knowing that each pullback is a gift. This pattern isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's the market shaking out weak hands while strong hands accumulate. It is price discovery happening in waves as new capital enters the market and reassesses what silver is actually worth. Now, here's where it gets really exciting for investors looking at the entire precious metals complex. According to Ed Steer, a highly respected voice in the precious metals community, silver stocks should be double what they are today. Double. Let that sink in. Silver mining stocks are massively lagging the move in physical silver. We've seen the metal itself explode higher, but the equities, the companies that extract this metal from the ground, are still trading at valuations that made sense when silver was at $25, not when it's racing toward $100. This lag creates one of the most compelling opportunities in the entire market right now. History shows us that mining stocks eventually catch up to the underlying metal, and when they do, they don't just match the move, they amplify it. We're talking about potential 3x, 5x, even 10x returns in quality silver miners once the revaluation begins in earnest. The setup is absolutely loaded for anyone paying attention, and that revaluation might be starting right now. Next week is shaping up to be an incredibly interesting one for the precious metals sector. I expect explosive price action in miners. Gold and silver investors are heading into this long weekend in great spirits, and for good reason. The momentum is undeniable. The fundamentals are screaming. The technicals are confirming. Everything is aligning for a major move higher. But it's not just the charts telling us something big is happening. It's the actual flow of capital, the real money moving into this sector in unprecedented amounts. The silver rush is real, and the data proves it. Retail investors have been buying the largest physical-backed silver ETF, SLV, for 169 consecutive days. That's the longest buying streak on record, ever, in the history of the fund. Think about the conviction that represents. Day after day, for more than 5 months straight, retail investors have been steadily accumulating silver, and it's accelerating. Over the last 30 days alone, silver-linked ETFs, including SLV, PSLV, and AGQ, have attracted a record $921.8 million in inflows. To put that in perspective, current retail buying activity in silver is running at 2.1 times the 3-month moving average. This isn't scattered random buying. This is sustained, aggressive accumulation. The result? Cumulative retail buying has now surpassed the peaks we saw during the 2021 silver squeeze. Remember that frenzy? The Reddit-fueled short squeeze that sent silver soaring and exposed the fragility of the paper silver market? We've now exceeded that level of retail participation. And this time it's not driven by a short squeeze narrative. It's driven by genuine understanding that silver is fundamentally undervalued and heading much higher. What is even more remarkable is that this silver buying has significantly exceeded activity in both gold and crypto funds. Retail investors aren't just buying precious metals broadly, they're specifically targeting silver. They're voting with their wallets, and they're saying loud and clear that silver offers the best risk reward in the entire investment landscape right now. Individual investors are piling into silver like never before, and they're doing it for good reason. They understand what the big money is starting to realize. We're not in a typical bull market cycle. We're in a complete repricing of an asset that has been systematically undervalued for decades. And here's the beautiful part for anyone who's already positioned or getting positioned now. The mining stocks are just starting to wake up. Gold and silver stocks snapped right back higher after that very quick drop we saw recently. There are clearly strong buyers supporting these stocks, sophisticated investors who understand value. This is a tremendously good sign that we're entering the stage of gold and silver stock revaluation. A major catch-up phase is needed, and I mean major. We need to see a move in precious metals mining stocks similar in magnitude to what the gold to silver ratio did last year when it compressed from extreme levels. But the potential here is even greater. Silver stocks are so dramatically undervalued relative to the metal that when the revaluation comes, and it is coming, the gains could be absolutely stunning. Think about the setup. Physical silver is breaking out to multi-decade highs. Retail investors are accumulating at record levels. ETF inflows are unprecedented. Industrial demand continues to surge. Supply remains constrained. The paper market is breaking down. And mining stocks are still priced for $25 silver. This is the opportunity. This is what separates those who understand the new paradigm from those still clinging to old analysis that doesn't work anymore. The investors who recognize that we're in a price reset, not just a bull run, are the ones who will be positioned for the explosive move that's coming. Because here's what happens next. Silver is about to enter its parabolic phase. We're heading toward $125 to $130 based on rational mathematical analysis of the gold to silver ratio and gold's own trajectory to $500. Mining stocks are going to catch up with extreme velocity once the market realizes how mispriced they are. And retail investors who are already showing record conviction are going to be joined by institutional capital that can no longer ignore this move. The old rules don't apply. Classic technical analysis won't help you navigate this. We're in completely new territory, and the only question that matters is, are you positioned for what's coming? Because time is running out for anyone who isn't. This isn't about making a quick trade. This is about understanding that silver's fundamental role in the global economy has changed, that its price has been artificially suppressed for too long, and that markets eventually correct all imbalances. We're watching that correction happen in real time, and it's going to be far bigger than most people can imagine. So as we head into next week, with explosive price action expected in miners, with physical demand at record levels, with technical patterns confirming breakout after breakout, remember this: you're not watching a bull run, you're watching a reset. And resets don't stop at old resistance levels. They go until they find the new equilibrium. For silver, that equilibrium is $125 to $130. And for investors who understand what's happening, who are positioned correctly, who have the conviction to hold through the volatility that comes with price discovery, the opportunity ahead is extraordinary. The silver reset is here. The question is, are you ready for it? But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you're curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important silver update might make you lose money. So don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.